Good evening. In just 4 days, one of the few truly mysterious gatherings of the modern world will begin when 133 cardinals enter the Sistine Chapel locked inside, tasked with choosing the next leader of the Catholic Church. The picking of the Pope, a centuries-old selection process so confidential that the cardinals will be on a strict diet to prevent secret messaging. Yes, notes have been hidden in the food before. The chimney above the Sistine Chapel, just newly installed, set to signal the successor to Pope Francis. If no one reaches the 2/3 needed to be elected as the next pontiff, we will see black smoke until the cardinals come to a consensus, which will bring with it white smoke. And you are looking live at St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, where there will soon be hundreds of thousands of spectators waiting for that moment, knowing that a new pope is confirmed. And we start with News Nation's Robert Sherman, who is live on the ground in Vatican City tonight ahead of this historic moment. And Robert, secrecy is still paramount tonight.
No doubt about it, Natasha. And you look at this conclave that is set to take place here, 133 cardinal electors, making this the most diverse and largest conclave in the history of the Catholic Church. And keep in mind, many of them were appointed by Pope Francis himself. Even in this modern day age, you still have so much mystery surrounding the conclave, a process that consists of secret votes, political intrigue, and of course, faith. The toll of the 10-ton campanone, the largest bell inside St. Peter's Basilica, marked the end of Pope Francis's funeral mass, even as cardinals of the Catholic Church readying for a symbolic and secretive process known as a conclave, the election of Francis's successor. It's the third conclave of this century, a ritual rooted in mystery, politics, and power dynamics. The fiercely guarded secrecy and high stakes, all very real. Cardinals take an oath of secrecy, the penalty for violating it, excommunication. There's no absence of technology. Vatican police deploying signal jammers, sweeping for cameras and recording devices. The windows of the Sistine Chapel taped up with privacy film to guard against everything from satellite imagery to AI-powered lip reading. Despite the Renaissance uniforms and Swiss Guard, the Vatican's army is in fact armed to the teeth with machine guns and high-tech weaponry to ensure the safety of cardinals. Inside, the conclave process has stayed virtually unchanged for 800 years, from the Middle Ages to mid-century.
The conclave of cardinals has reached an agreement. The ancient signal to the world comes from the Sistine Chapel. Habemus Papam. We have a pope.
On Wednesday, after celebrating Mass, the cardinal electors will walk in procession to the Sistine Chapel. There, under the frescoes of Michelangelo, the potential future popes will take an oath of absolute secrecy. The Master of Ceremonies will then expel onlookers with a simple Latin phrase.
Extra omnes.
Everyone out. The doors of the Sistine Chapel will close to prize. The cardinals will sit for the opening vote.
Each of the cardinals writes on a slip of paper which says in Latin something along the lines, "I choose as Pope so-and-so." They write it down in their own handwriting, and they are encouraged to masquerade their handwriting. Then these votes are counted, and if there are enough, a new pope has been elected. If there are not enough, they go to another vote.
A cardinal must gain the support of 2/3 of the assembly if he is to ascend to the seat of St. Peter. The conclave is a process believed to be guided by the divine hand of the Holy Spirit.
There will be high drama. They're typically older men who have kind of lived very esteemed careers and know how to speak diplomatically.
I would not be surprised if it's someone from Africa or Asia, because there's where the faith is strong.
These papal conclaves are very unpredictable. It could be an African, it could be an Asian. This is fantastic. It's exciting.
The conclave will vote 4 times per day. The ballots burned each time until chemically colored white smoke signals a successor. At that moment, the campanone will once again ring out in St. Peter's Square. this time likely to be drowned out by the cheers of tens of thousands of faithful gathered to celebrate the newly elected Pope and a new era for the Catholic Church.